In this video, I will be showing one latest change that I added to the social media app where I'm using AI to plot graph. So basically, the sending an AI to generate a graph using JavaScript. It is sending me the JavaScript, and then I'm injecting the JavaScript in the HTML so that it displays the graph. So if you see, I'm reusing the existing check grammar API because there was no additional space for adding a new button in the post area. So in the same API, what I did was I added these two logic where if I'm sending the post content starting with graph uh, column, then to understand it is not a text that it needs to check grammar, but rather do a plotting. So either with graph or graph2, then it generates, sends this kind of prompt. So write a JavaScript code to plot this curve in the canvas. Then this caption value, whatever coming from the input, user input, provide just the code. In the response, no explanation or any other info. So this is being sent to the watsonx API, the prompt API, and in response, we get the JavaScript code. We require some parsing to be done, but from the backend, I'm sending it as it is. Now, if I go to the front end is your home.component. So, so here you can see if the response, if the caption was having a graph column prefix, then what it is doing, it is processing the raw response, and this process raw response, what it is doing is it is splitting the string by this character, and then it is looking for uh, first value from that split where it starts with JavaScript. So I noticed that the response that was coming had this character in it. This was a separator, and where the exact actual code was there, at, that was starting with the text JavaScript. So if JavaScript text is there, it is removing that and returning that value, and then going back to this method. Okay, I have a canvas element added to the DOM, but that is becoming visible only after setting this JS code as a some value other than null. So what is happening if I was adding this code immediately, the canvas element was not available in the DOM, so the code was failing. So I added a set timeout as a wrapper over the code. So after 1 second only this code executes and then injects. So we'll see it live. So if I log in, so notice there was two logic. One was graph and graph 2. The graph 2 is actually moves the origin to the center. So in the canvas, the center instead of top left, it will be at the center. So y equal to 10 sine. So it adds this canvas, and if I hover over it, I can see the code that came from the API response. So this was the code. If I do y equal to 10x, for example, some error occurred. Let me check the console. Okay, looks like it failed because there was this JavaScript token in the first split itself, and there is no code in it. So if I see this, hover over this, it found no code. So set timeout and empty. That's why it didn't work. So maybe I will have to add some more logic. The length is at least something like 10 or 20 because these code cannot come under less than 10 token. So I will add that, but let me retry if it fixes temporarily. Looks like it is coming like that only. So I will have to fix it now. So I'll go back. So starts with JavaScript and length greater than, we'll keep 5. So if it is greater than 5 in length, only then it will do the plot. Again, it's coming empty. Looks like instead of this length of this particular text, I should just take the length of this split. That's what is the count of the word and not the length, because this is the actual string length and JavaScript itself has more than 5 characters. So I need to check the length of this split, and since this is a better criteria, we will use it even before this one. Okay, split. Okay, no. This split was the original split that we did based on this character. So uh, after that, we have to split by space. Okay, so let me do one thing. I will remove this. Starts with JavaScript, so we know what we have the correct value. So now if we split this by space, so basically we have the number of character dot length, and this length is greater than 5, so at least 5 words. Then only we do it. Okay. So this time it worked. This time this code came and it was able to plot it. Since you play next, make it 2x. And this bit is coming. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this video. I will commit this last part of the code that I fixed in this video, and